Venue 1 was a beautiful 2-story renovated home with a double door entrance and parking in the front and side. So once you enter, you're met with a huge staircase and a beautifully decorated room where people can sit and rest before entering the ceremony space. It had a lot of mismatched furniture, but it was designed very well in my opinion. In another part of the house was a formal dining room, which if I remember correctly could be used for the wedding party or whoever is staying the night before the wedding. Upstairs they showed the bridesmaid/guest room, which was beautiful and very nicely decorated with accent colors, plants, and paintings. And beside this, they also had a very colorful office area that the girls could use to get ready and relax. The couch was my favorite. I thought about taking pictures here the entire time. And outside would be the ceremony space, which we could also use for the reception. Our plan, if we had picked this place, would have been to start the ceremony here, have everyone go inside for a cocktail hour, and then come back outside once the reception was set up. And speaking of cocktail hour, they have this huge bar where you can cook and serve beverages throughout the night. They even had a wood fire pizza oven. Then we get to the groom suite, which was really cool. It had a beautiful bookcase, and then right next door was another bedroom, which the boys would have had to share. And once again, it was just very beautifully decorated. I just really appreciated all the attention to detail in all these rooms and how the colors flowed and how the design worked really well. And then we get down to the basement, which would have been like the cigar room or like the groom's pad or whatever. Neither of us smoke, but it was a really cool room. Again, beautifully decorated. And then of course we have the courthouse. So unfortunately I went to the wrong courthouse the first time. So this isn't technically the right one, but this one is. We would have actually gotten married here if we had chosen this option. Once I kind of got inside and I saw how I guess sterile it was. It really wasn't my favorite. I knew that they had some beautiful greenery that we could take pictures at. It just wasn't my favorite once I actually got inside. Well, I'm at another venue. I actually used to be a daycare worker over here, so this is very exciting. So venue 3 was an exhibition center, and looking back, I was definitely searching for function over beauty, because you can always add flowers and candles and stuff like that, but we needed the space to work too. And so we needed this place to hold a lot of guests, because that was our original plan, was just to have a lot of people. And what I liked about this is that we could have this ceremony in one place and then just walk right around the wall and have our reception right there. So we could use one side for the ceremony and walk right over to the reception. And I love the ease of that. And they have tons of on-site parking, which is great. The next venue we really liked because it was very modern in its aesthetic, and we could have all of our parking, our venue, our ceremony, and our reception just all here on the grounds, which was awesome. They had a beautiful ballroom. They have chandelier light fixtures, which came in different colors, which was really, really beautiful. And then everything was just honestly really clean and well done. So this was a very impressive, beautiful venue. Ultimately, we decided not to go with it, but it was a very hard contender. Our next venue was downtown, but they had closed off parking, which was awesome. We were just really wanting to focus on that just because we know how hard downtown parking is. Guys, I was in love. This whole place was just gorgeous to me, from the long billowy drapes and like all of the finishes on the furniture. There was also natural lighting on like every single level, so you can see how it's so bright and airy inside of there. That's all just the sun and natural lighting. And then you walk into the ceremony space, so you could have the ceremony there, and then as you kind of move a little bit farther back on the other side, that's where you would have the reception. So you could have everything done in like one room. It has these beautiful chandeliers. I mean, even just the walls are decorated so nicely, just to the attention to detail in this place. And this was just the bathroom, so it was just really, really incredible. I think that this was the bridal suite, if I'm not mistaken. Very spacious and lots of room for all the girls to get ready with hair and bags and makeup and all the fun things like that. And this down here was the groom suite. And then you could also, if we wanted to have our ceremony outdoors, this is where we would have the outdoor ceremony. We would stand on that little platform. I would come through that little walkway, and then I would walk down there and we would get married right there. It was gorgeous. For this venue, I'm not gonna lie, it just really wasn't our favorite. It was a little bit different than what we were expecting, which is totally fine. It's still really pretty and cool. It has like the beautiful lights and everything that was going on. And they had different rooms that we could use for like cocktail hour, but it just wasn't like our favorite. And so we kind of knew right after visiting here that it just wasn't really our thing. So we just moved on to another place. It's just crazy how the hurricane is still like just a constant reminder. This venue was really special to us because it's actually our home church, and the great thing is that it's fully furnished. We could have had as many people as we wanted, and it was the only venue that we could have used that was free. This venue, I immediately loved it, just going into the parking lot just because there were so many parking spots. You walk up these grand stairs and you enter this beautiful room, and y'all, my jaw dropped. I saw all the open lights and the finishes on the ceiling and the open windows, the chandeliers. They have so many tables, chairs. They already had a dance floor. It was beautiful from top to bottom, and I was in love. They even had an outdoor space that we were going to use for a cocktail hour. We could set up like games, we could take photos. This is actually a really fun spot too, because this is where Kel proposed to me, and it was really like sweet just remembering all of that. They had a projector which we had planned to use, and then they had a separate room where we could have used like cocktail hour, hors d'oeuvres, things like that. And so this whole place, I just really loved it. Ultimately decided not to go with it, but it was very, very close. Our final venue that we're looking at is a beautiful, huge historic church in our area. They have so many weddings here. It's clear why. The architecture and the art and the beauty of this building are literally unmatched. Just completely gorgeous from top to bottom. These massive curved archways, the color schemes were really beautiful. And then we headed upstairs, and it was just as gorgeous upstairs as it was down below. You can really see a full view of what everything is going to look like. So this was definitely very much we almost picked this one. It was very close. We wouldn't even have to do very much decor just because it is so gorgeous. Every single inch of this room is beautiful. It has these high ceilings, these beautiful stained glass paintings, stained glass windows, a beautiful outdoor area.
Goes to the other hallway, and you can bring in food and drinks. You just can't smoke in here. So yeah.
So we have no attention.
Well, I say there's my estimate, and then I smell cigar, and I'm like, I have to knock on the door. I'm like, hi, and they're like, oh, the cigars included. I'm like, yeah. It's like, either the curtains or the door.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So typically the groom comes in, not that way, he usually comes around this way. When you get ready for the event, but you usually come in this way. So those will be closed, this will be closed, that door will be closed, and you can make your entrance out.
Which way feels right to you?
I want to rope down from there.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Swing out.
It's been a long time, but I think that this is the bridal suite. It's very beautifully decorated, obviously a lot of beautiful furniture, pictures, kind of has like a bit of a rustic view with the brick wall paired with the leather, and it has a really pretty like ballerina and then some pretty flowers that me and Kel were looking at. I think what was really nice to finish was a marriage prayer that we looked at the end of our tour, and it really just concluded the whole thing of what we were ultimately going for, which is that we are getting married and we just got to pick a place that feels right for us. So that is what we are going to be doing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and push the bell notification for updates on when I upload more videos. And follow us along as we go on our house hunting journey where we are looking for a new place to live. See you next time.